Bam. Yep, I know. I had some technical difficulties. So my computer did not want to turn back on. Whoops. So here we are. Tina, I messaged you the link. Hey, yeah, Tim, I was about to tuck it out my window. It is expect the unexpected, yes. Hi, TG. We lost power this morning and it threw me all off. I had to shut down the computer so I wouldn't kill battery, and then I fell asleep, and yeah, just yeah. I woke up at 1:45, going, well, I woke up at 20 minutes of 2 going, what am I forgetting? And yep, bam, there it is. That's what I was forgetting. Missing my sidekick. I'm waking up, TG, but I'm doing all right. I have a headache, but and then I'm okay. How are you? Oh, Tina. Don't give me no snow pea excuses. Get your butt in here. And Wendy better get in here too before the live ends. I don't care if she needs sleep. Today's her birthday, and she was told she needed to be here so he could wish her happy birthday on the live. Excuses. I'm tired. I don't care. I'm glad you're good, TG. Yeah, we lost power just as Victoria's show was, well, it was actually gone over. And I actually messaged her on my phone. I was like, I just lost power, and I know your minions caused it because everybody kept playing those stupid, they were sending her super chats, which is great. But, oh, Tina, I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, because I forgot to hit enter. Whoops. Sorry, Tina. Yeah, I'm all right. Everybody was sending her super chats, which is great that she gets super chats, but she plays a minion video after every single super chat. Way too many minions, and I lost power, and it's all their fault. So. Ugh, I can't stand minions. And Philly Flipper's an asshole, by the way, which I stated in the show in the chat during Victoria's show. Paul is an asshole because he started that whole cascade of minions. Hi, Tina.
Hi. I'm like, I can't come in if I don't got the link. I'm sitting there, I'm linking, I'm waiting. Maybe it's just slow,
I'm sorry. I copied and pasted and forgot to hit enter.
So I'm sitting there. I'm like, well, maybe she accidentally sent it on the phone somehow.
Yeah, no.
So I'm looking at my phone. I'm going, okay, it's not on there.
I would have sat here totally oblivious unless you said you didn't get linked to. I would have been like, do.
And you're sitting there and you're going, come on.
I know. I'm like, hello. Why are you leaving me hanging? Yeah, so we lost power this morning, and I was getting messages from Issa from Spectrum saying that they would have their system back up and running, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? The internet's out too? I'm like, how would I know? We have no power.
Right.
And it's funny because the internet, Spectrum was given a estimated time 2 hours before the power people were giving an estimated time. I'm like, well, that's nice. It's good to know I'll have internet back and won't be able to use it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And pretty much if I have no internet, I have absolutely zero things to do. I finished the book I was reading, and my laptop went down to half battery, and I was like, you know what? I got to close everything. So I shut the laptop down, and then it didn't want to reboot. I'm like, So I had to shut it off and do a hard restart, and then it kicked itself in the ass, and here I am.
Good.
After Chrome didn't want to work, and I had to shut that down twice, and like, why now?
I got a notification that Windows 10 had an update that it was that it's waiting to do. And you wanted me to schedule for it to finish doing an install for it. I'm like, okay. I'll schedule that for later tonight. I can't do that right now. There's not time.
Yeah. And I got a message from Wendy while I was offline. Said she was tired. Was having, not like I am or anything, was having a hard time staying awake and might miss the show. And I'm like, no.
No, it's her birthday. She must be here. It's a command performance, so we can sing birthday to her.
That's right. I might have to message Toad and tell him to kick her out of bed.
Yeah, I've got a Toad on Facebook too. So
yep. Because we know he's gaming, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, Philly Flipper started a cascade of minion videos on Victoria's show this morning.
He's annoying.
He's an asshole.
Okay, I was being polite.
Well, I said that in the chat, so on the show, during the show, so I can say it now. He's an asshole. He went to the top. I created a whole new level on my list just for Paul. I did. And I told him, I said, you have reached a new level on my list, because I had to create a new level on my list. Because not only did he start the cascade for minions, but he actually labeled the first super chat just for Kodi, or this is for Kodi, or whatever. And I'm like, really? And of course, everybody else is following along and doing super chats, which I don't begrudge her the super chats. I don't even begrudge her the little minion videos. But when you get, 5 or 6 super chats in a row, and she plays the video individually for each one,
it's a little much.
And I'm not the only one who doesn't like them. Jennifer Hayes does not like them either.
I know.
And he dedicated one to her, too. I was like, well, that's brilliant. You just pissed off the link queen. I was like, forget her dropping your links for a while. I'm like, wow. Talk about burning your bridges. Yeah. And then No Money G did it. And he said, here, this is for Kodi. I was like, well, Greg, you're an asshole, too.
Well, if it's for Kodi, you could have just sent it to Kodi.
Right.
Here's my PayPal. Drop it there.
It's just the videos that are for me. Victoria gets the money. It's not a conspiracy to get people to send her super chats. It's really not. We've been accused of this. It's not. They're like, oh, it's funny to piss off Kodi, so that's why they do it, so that people will send Victoria money. No, that's not how it works. Although it would be brilliant if we did do that, but no, I am not getting a percentage of any of the money that Victoria gets for her super chats. That's all her money. Exactly, TD. You piss off the link queen, she will not drop your links. So it pays to be nice to Jennifer Hayes. I mean, she's an awesome person anyway, so I don't know why anybody wouldn't be nice to her except Paul. But, he's an asshole, so there's no explaining it. But
I was surfing through some place and I seen asshole merit badge. Yeah, I did. There, I was like, oh my God, I need to buy up a bundle of those. And then when I find out somebody's address, I can mail them to them.
There you go. Well, there are a couple of people that if I had their phone numbers, their ringtones would be asshole calling. You have an asshole calling you. Craziness.
But yeah, I did. I seen those. I was like, oh my God, those are so appropriate.
Yeah.
I know. I have met so many of those.
Yes, we have. Speaking of which, nobody got to see the background, so I'm gonna take us both off for a second.
And there it is.
And there it is. TG. That's right.
Sorry, I had to put my glasses on. I had them off because I was trying to put my hair up.
Mm. Are we camera ready now?
Getting there.
Well, I also didn't have the chance because I just woke up. I haven't had a chance to roll cigarettes or feed the dog, matter of fact. Well, my camera's off. I should probably do that. She's probably hungry. If she's already gone out, which I heard my son up earlier, so she should have. Oh, yeah, she's been out. Her belly not all bloated anymore. What the hell? I got two cats laying butt to butt against my leg. All right, girls, you gotta move. Move.
That doesn't happen often.
Don't squeak at me. Jeez. No, honest, that means move out of the way, not onto the dog poop bin. Not
so ornery, I swear.
She does this shit on purpose because she never ever gets off the bed from the dog with the dog poop bin. She knew exactly what I was gonna do and got in my way on purpose.
Scarlett, those are the orneriest two cats. I swear to goodness.
Telling you. So we'll get to listen to my doggy crunching, but this is her breakfast because she doesn't eat in the morning anymore. Sit. Mind your manners. What the hell's wrong with you? Stay. You stay. She thought she wasn't gonna have to sit. You see that?
Uh-huh. She's looking at you though.
Well, yeah, because I'm making her wait now. You stay. Go. Oh, wow, my hair looks horrible. Maybe I wasn't. I didn't even look. I'm just like, yeah. All right, come on. Chop, camera. There we go.
You gotta fix the angle a little bit here.
Yeah. But yeah, it was raining like a son of a bitch this morning. And I was like, man, if I lose power and like 8:40 this morning, all of a sudden it was like, I'm like, fuck. Yeah, TG, that's my Simmy. My baby girl. She just stopped eating and looked at me like, what? What do I do now? Tim, Paul did. Philly Flipper.
Recorded it.
Yep. And everybody following along because, it was like a cascade effect.
People are assholes.
It's like, good morning, Kodi. This is for Kodi, blah, blah, blah. And they're putting my name on the super chats. And of course, I'm like flipping people off in the chat. I'm like, And they're like, let's do another one. Even just me, Kathy got in, and I was like, A2, Kathy. And she's like, I'm sorry, I love Minions. And then she did send a $9.99 super chat to Victoria. Underneath it, she said, please don't play the Minions. But Victoria didn't see that part before she played the Minions.
Right.
But if Kathy really didn't want to play the Minions, she could have put it in the thing with the super chat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But the minions irritate me, Jennifer, and Kevin. Kevin will leave if too many Minion videos play. So I think Jennifer left too. She was like, okay, I'm leaving again. Bye. So I'm like, don't leave me here alone with these people. The hell?
Anybody seen Kev?
I saw him somewhere. I don't remember where. Shush, TG. This is not a minion free channel. Mm-mm. No banana poops on this channel. Stupid little fawn banana poop.
So I always thought they looked like Twinkies, but
No, they look like little banana poops. Why do you think they're always singing about bananas?
because they like bananas.
Because they are banana poops.
Yeah, Twinkies actually used to be filled with banana filling.
Gross.
The cream filling was banana flavored.
I'm so glad I never had Twinkies that had banana filling in them.
Originally, before they went to just the regular cream filling, they were originally a banana.
When the hell was that? Because I was eating Twinkies when I was a kid, and they never had banana in them. Sugar-coated Minions. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. All I did was send her a picture of beignets. And for some reason, I said, because Nate had started the cascade that day.
Yeah.
And I was like, despite what, the Minion ass said.
Yeah.
This is what beignets look like. And
they're not sugar coated, and they're powder sugar coated, but they're not any form looking like a minion.
She thought that the text I sent, the message I sent, said that they looked like sugar coated Minions, and that's not what I said. I was like, no, read it again, Victoria. That's not what I said.
Oh, I'm sure she did, TV.
Oh my God. I broke Victoria. And I hadn't said anything the whole show. I hadn't said anything in chat until I sent her the message and she messed it up 10 minutes before her show ended. So, I mean, I broke Victoria. She was still laughing in the back room. That was funny.
Like breaking the show host.
Whoops. I was like, well, my job here is done. I'll go now. Whoops. Sorry, Victoria. I love you.
She gets so tickled.
She does. Yep, TG, only Victoria.
I just love it because she does. She gets so tickled.
And TG gets credit because she did nail Victoria saying something that was inappropriate on her show this morning.
Uh-oh.
And it took forever for me to get the message to Victoria about what TG actually got her to say because she still didn't get it. No, she's just dented a little bit, TG. She's not broken. All right. Loudest water drinker on the planet.
What did you get to say, TG?
Go ahead, Scarlett. Tell her what you had Victoria say. That Victoria didn't know she said anything wrong because she didn't get it. Go ahead.
Oh, it's a sideways laugh. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
It must be pretty good.
Excuse you, Burpy McBurperson. Dog just standing next to me. Burp.
Well,
It's because she
drinks, she gets a lot of air.
Yeah, because she drinks too fast. Munch a snatch. See, I have no problem saying it, but Victoria didn't know what it was, and I tried to Facebook message her because I waited to see if she caught on, because sometimes she catches it.
Uh-huh.
She did not, and I'm just like, oh, TG got you. And I messaged her to tell her what it meant, and the message didn't go through. You know how sometimes it'll say sent, but not, whatever. And I'm like, because I was like, Victoria, check your private messages, because I didn't hear the little ding that she gets on her phone when she gets a message.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay. So luckily, I do have Victoria's phone number, so I texted her, and let her know what it was and said, oh, by the way, this is Kodi's new number. And I was like, okay, check your texts. And if it didn't go through this time, I was going to actually put it in the chat. So, yeah. She was like, oh, DJ, Scarlett.
That's funny. Got her.
But then she's like, I'm not, she puts it up on the screen again. She's like, I'm not reading that. And I'm like, girl, you already did. It's too late now. She already got you. Yeah, Munchy Snatch. I was like, TG just got you to say that eating pussy. That's what she got you to say. She's like, oh. Which is funny because on Robin's show, she's patting the pussy and kissing the pussy and doing everything else, saying it out loud.
Yeah.
But, it's her morning show. So, of course, that morning show gets way out of control sometimes. And I'm not even the one doing it. And then she's like, thank you, Kodi. I don't know what I'd do with you. I mean, I don't know what I'd do without you. And I put in the chat, I was like, I know what she could do with me. And then did the waggly eyebrows.
Uh-huh.
Just because she messed up the sentence, I got to work. I got to get my own thing in there, too. She's like, Kodi. What? She could feed me all those cookies she's about to throw away. That's what she could do. Larry bought me cookies yesterday on the Holla show.
Uh-oh.
He bought me cookies from Dina. I'll be having 2 dozen chocolate chip cookies come on my way when she gets them made.
Yum.
I'm so excited. And I got a huge box of goodies. I don't know who that's from. It didn't have a note. Hey, Stash.
Hey, Stash.
Yeah, I mean, giant. My son could barely lift it. It was so huge. It got M&Ms in it and Fig Newtons and Dove chocolate and Pringles. And
You'll have snacks for days.
I know. I was so generous of somebody. They must love me a whole big bunch.
They must.
Her, over there. I hate StreamYard.
Your right is your left and your left is your right.
Tina did it. She sent me a gigantic box of snacks. I won't need snacks for like at least a month. Okay. And the Pringles I'll need to stock up on, but all the rest of the stuff, chocolate I actually eat pretty slow. Surprisingly enough for a fat girl, I eat chocolate very slow. So the M&Ms and the cookies too, and the M&Ms, the Dove chocolate, which was 2 pounds of little Dove Promises, man. I was like, holy crap. And the Fig Newtons and all of that will last a long time. Thank you, Tina. I love you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Arby's. I actually love Arby's. Really. All right.
Why are you having a cat fight between your legs?
Marty, that's why. She trying to beat up Onyx again?
Marty.
And for anybody that wants it's on the floor. It's not directly. There's no pussy fights. Okay. That's just where they ended up on the floor. Okay. Yeah, TG. I'm extra awesome size. That's what I am.
No, Arby's does not sound good.
I like Arby's. I like Arby's roast beef sandwiches. I know it's all processed crap, but I like it with mayo.
Blech.
No cheese.
I'm not a fan of Arby's.
And their shakes are awesome. They have a mint chocolate shake that is absolutely amazing. I like Arby's shakes better than the other places, except for Hardee's. Hardee's has good shakes too.
Well, it's because they actually have good, ice cream and
Yeah, it's actual ice cream. It's not that wall plaster that McDonald's and Burger King uses. Did that mean you missed your second shot, Stash? Missed my second COVID shot, so I'll get Arby's instead. Interesting.
So did they like have to reschedule it or what?
Yeah. My son forgot to grab my trash last night. I don't know if he put trash out. Hi, Willow.
Wow, I did not hear the bloop.
I'm quick. It was like boop quick.
Hello, girls.
Hi. How are you?
Everyone. I just woke up.
Me too.
And so did Kodi.
And then I had computer issues. I was late for my own live.
Uh-oh.
But at least I didn't miss it this time.
Yes, I love you too, Miss Callie.
Damn cat.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Stash. Hey, Scarlett. Hey, Sable.
Let's say I heard a kitty. I'll say, and it was not one of Cody's.
Yeah.
They're coming to check on me. I'm talking to the computer again. And apparently I'm not supposed to do that.
There went Onyx.
Yeah, Marty's chasing her. And Kodi is Kodi. Hi, me. Hello. Simi is about ready to jump into the middle of it all.
Hey, there's our
Here's my badass hotness ninja.
If I don't feel like it.
Hi, Willow sister.
They say hello, Willow sister.
Bye.
Sis has been off work the past couple of days, and she's staying home again today. She stayed home Monday because I was having a really rough day, and I had eye appointment and all that crap. And Tuesday because she's just feeling kind of funky. And this morning she woke up and lower back was out of whack. I don't know if she adjusted like the air in her bed or what, but something set it off.
Stash. That little dash between the 9 and the 12 is replaceable for the 2. So, yeah, that's on you, dude. 9 to 12. My son does that when he's like, what time is it? I'm like 9:15. He's like, what? Or I'll say quarter past or half past, or he's like, what? I'm like 9:15. He's like, why didn't you just say that? I was like, I did. Learn to tell time. Kids in a digital age.
Right.
Well, fine. Hotness.
No, what's the matter, Amy?
Wendy bailed because she needed sleep.
She was cool yesterday. She had to be here. Marty, lay down. Hey, Amy, you're not an asshole. Far from it.
Yeah, why are you calling yourself an asshole? That's reserved for men, you know?
No. We're bitches. We earn our titles. No.
How to distract an asshole cat. Put food down. As soon as she heard the bag that has their food in it, she's all squeak, 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 squeak at me and sat at
He's
waiting for the food.
still not an asshole.
No. Today is Philly Flipper's day to be an asshole. Paul is an asshole today.
If I knew, I would agree. How would it make a difference if I knew?
Well, I do know, and I still don't agree. So there. What you gonna do now? Mm-hmm. So there. Phenomena.
Yeah, do.
It's like, whatever, Kodi.
She says, Kodi, I'm talking about what I told you yesterday.
I know what she's talking about.
I'm so lost. I'm not awake to think this hard.
Still not an asshole. Cat, really?
Florida trip?
No.
No.
Oh, should grab my tobacco and stuff while I got the grabber out. Because I'm going to need that in a minute.
Oh,
Well,
is
you
it time
can say
to
what you want.
dunk again?
You're entitled to your own opinion, but I still don't say you're an asshole.
Well, you can say different all you want. I say you're not an asshole either.
I concur.
It's kind of a
Even though I have
clusterfuck.
no idea what
It
we're
doesn't
talking
make you an
about.
asshole.
Okay, Amy.
Yeah. Marty, this is what your food got taken away. Stop it.
You get the other cats gone so that you can open up the door and let them have some free reign.
Yeah, and then she can bury things in
They
another
are
room.
still there?
Yes,
Yes.
they need to go. I want my room back.
What are they doing? Like keeping them there until they actually move?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Y'all had the same information I have, so
We've kind of come to sort of that thought.
although he hasn't, I asked him how the fair was, and he said fine. And that was the end of that conversation. He didn't say anything about whether or not they liked the place they went to look at yesterday to live. So, I don't know. Like I said, y'all have the same. My mother does this to me. She asks me all kinds of questions about stuff that I don't have answers to, and I'm like, I don't know. Mark, really?
Yeah, I was watching her. I'm like, Marty.
She's the one who ripped down the cover on the other window. That's why it's so bright in here all the time, except at night. What? We don't need your country heard from. Shush. Dog behind me. Burp. What the hell? Stop.
Hey there.
You're barking at nothing. Stop it. My animals are on crack today, I swear. Shimmy's behind me like poof, poof.
What's that? The cats are on crack. They're active.
I think the dog is drunk. Stop. I tell her to stop. I'm looking at her. She goes, ugh.
It's usually not that active. I'm like, what the hell?
And she's just laying there. She's not even being a nosy Nelly looking out the window or anything. She can't see out. It's all wet. So, because it's been pouring rain here today.
Yeah.
Quit.
She's looking at you going, what, Ma?
Stop.
She's like, fine, I'll move.
Yeah, directly behind me where she thinks I can't reach her to smack her again. Oy vey, my life, I'm telling you. I couldn't make up this shit if I tried. I really couldn't. I just... So for everybody not in the know, I got Tina copyrighted on her Sunday show, playing my ringtones.
Yeah.
Which they're free ringtones. It shouldn't have caused a problem. But okay, honey, love you, Amy. See,
Well, then I would
said
have
Amy.
to take credit for part of that because I was playing some of them there too for a little bit.
Yeah, but it was mine that got copyrighted.
Oh,
I mean, they're free ringtones, so at any point in time, you could be out in public and everybody's going to hear the song. So what's the difference? You know what I mean? So,
I mean, you could be on a live stream and then your cell phone ring and it'll go.
yeah, I mean, most of them I didn't even play for as long as the ringtone was. I ended them, before they ended. So usually you got 60 seconds or something. Apparently not.
with music, it's on YouTube, it's 4 seconds.
No, it's longer than that.
Longer than that.
But sorry, Tina.
Yeah, I ain't worried. I'm sweating it.
I don't know. That's what I was last told.
Aside from Tina's chat, show blowing up on Sunday, I almost broke it.
Oh, it was funny though, because I looked and I'm like, what the fuck? Copyright. Then I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh, so Hollaback Girl and Smoke on the Water. I'm like, okay. No big deal. I'm not, monetized.
So the Badass Ninja and your ringtones. Hi, Sam. How's your mom doing?
Hello, Sam.
And then, of course, the other standard, just like the other one that got the mark for copyright is, it's blocked in some countries. And I'm like, okay, those countries don't matter anyway.
Yeah, right. Oh, Sam, I'm so sorry.
Aw.
They were trying to save her mom's leg by doing bypass surgery, and Sam, I'm sorry. How much got amputated, Sam? Shush, dog.
Yeah. How much amputee?
Because mine is about. Actually, I can tell you exactly how far it is. I forgot I had my measuring tape on here on my stuff. I always estimate it, but mine's about 8 inches below the knee. But I've had complications with just below the knee, yeah, with using my prosthetic. Callie, he used to be Callie Picker, now he's Amputee Adventures, has the same exact amputation surgery as I did, same leg, everything. And he had no complications with his, and he's off and running, almost literally. So it goes either way, but...
Yeah, my great grandma started off. She was just a single amp, and then she ended up being a double amputee. So,
But without, I mean, I had complications because John and I, John was helping taking care of my leg, and they put the tape on it when you get your stitches and your staples. They put the tape on it, and they were like, well, it should fall off on its own, and then, you'd be fine. It didn't fall off, and I told John we should take it off, and he was like, no, they said it had to fall off. Well, it was a month later to my appointment, so I think that's what caused the issues. And I get fluid pockets behind where the stitch marks are. So.
Ooh. She's still in recovery.
But yeah, I'm sure she won't have any issues. Not many people do.
Sending positive vibes for.
Yeah, definitely.
Good recovery and healing.
Definitely. I mean, I didn't walk for a year. Between my foot surgery, which was trying to save my foot, which I did save my foot, and lost it anyway. I'm still bitter about this. But when I had the amputation, by the time I got my prosthetic, I hadn't walked in a year. And I got my prosthetic, and he was like, all right, well, try and stand up. And I stood right up, and he's like, okay, try and take a step. And I just started walking, and he was like, what? I was able to walk without a problem. And my prosthetic guy was just stunned. For somebody that hadn't walked in a year, I was just able to do it. Yeah. I hope not. We'll
I'm
not.
out of the loop for Sam and Sam's mom. So my grandmother, hers was twofold because she's a Crohn's patient, and she was also a diabetic. And so with her diabetes, she was the most problem with why she ended up being a double amputee.
Yeah. Well, I ended up losing the leg because I shattered and dislocated my ankle, and the bone in my shin got infected. One of the bones in my lower leg got infected, so. Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot. I mean, my amputation, yeah, I believe his is diabetic too. His mom is diabetic. My amputation on my left, and I was driving an automatic when I had a vehicle, which this city decided it was against code ordinance, and I had to get rid of it. Perfectly good vehicle, but I couldn't register and insure it right now. So now I have no vehicle, but I could still drive. I mean, my feet have been numb for 10 years, and I've been able to drive. So can't feel the pedals. It's all pure memory, muscle memory, and being able to read your car. You have to be able to, read what your car is doing. You have to be very in tune with what you're doing. But yeah, it's possible. I've been driving for years with numb feet. It's a process. I mean, my prosthetic guy loves me because I'm always upbeat when I go in there. I mean, there was the first visit that I went there after John died that I turned into a bawling mess. He didn't know what to do with me. I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, no, I can, because I mean, I'm sitting in a place that John went with me, and looking at the chair he would sit in, and he's not there. And it was just, same thing happened with the surgeon's office at the first visit that I went back there when I didn't have John with me. But it lasted a little while. I had my prosthetic guy laughing by the time I was done. By the time my appointment was over, we were laughing. So he liked it when I went in there because I always made him laugh. I was more upbeat and positive and I was so looking forward to using this leg. I really was. And I've used it twice, and my knees decided, nope. I had no problem. I have arthritis in my knees. So that's why I had no problem using the leg when I was there. Maybe because my knees had gotten so much rest without me walking, aside from my right knee being damaged. But I got home, and I don't know if the levels is John's complicated. John and I were together for about 4 years, and then we were best friends. So basically, he was my best friend for about a little over 20 years. Yeah. And he died he died a year ago, February. Although everybody thought him and I were married.
That's
Whenever we were out, everybody thought we were married. They were like, "Well, your husband," and I'm like, "He's in Massachusetts." Thank you. We got along better than a lot of husband and wives do. I mean, him and his wife, they were the poster children for divorce, and yet they got married. I don't know what. Nobody knew why. I'm a badass.
Hi.
But it can be a tough road, Sam. Just try and keep her positive, and she'll be able to use a prosthetic. I mean, you go through a process, but
oh yeah.
so many people. I mean, prosthetics have come so far, and Sam, you can get the legs colored any way you want.
Yep.
So whatever her favorite thing is, she can get that put on her prosthetic leg. Like mine's purple.
Yes.
I am still married. I'm still married. My husband actually comes into the chat once in a while. Big Mike. Whenever you see Big Mike in my chat, that's my husband. We got along great. He's in Massachusetts and I'm in South Carolina. We don't fight, because I can always block him. So we get along great. But yeah, they've come so far. I mean, I don't know what your mom's. Yeah, see, what I did, Sam, is I got purple fabric with this really cool, funky like pattern on it, and I gave that to them when they were making my leg, and they like seal it to the hard plastic, and so yeah, my prosthetic is purple. It's a really funky purple. It's not just a blah purple, but you can get anything put on. I mean, you can get any kind of fabric. I was going to get Galaxy, but it was too expensive. But I will. It's a permanent prosthetic. But once my leg shrinks and shapes the way it's supposed to be, eventually it should already be there, but it's not. Then they make you another leg, which is your permanent leg, and you can have them color it again. So I'm going to try and get some Galaxy fabric. I need at least like a yard of fabric or something for it, and do a Galaxy pattern, like a purple and blue or something. Yeah, you can have anything, sports teams, animals, anything. I was going to do bears, but no. Yeah, absolutely, Sam. I have no problem with that. I mean, even my prosthetic guy said that he doesn't usually have. I mean, my surgeon told me I could have these issues because of the complications with. I even had a stitch that was left in, and those hurt coming out. But they were supposed to dissolve. They didn't dissolve, so it's causing issues. And it's getting better, hopefully, now. Because, Tina, I did take the caps. We'll call them caps. I did take the caps off them, and there's like little holes, but there's nothing behind. I mean, you can see the back of it. So
you got to make sure you keep that open.
Yeah, hopefully this is the last of it, and I won't have any more drainage because it's driving me crazy.
I said, one thing I have learned from certain doctors is that when you have a wound like that, you've got to keep it open.
Yeah.
So that if there's anything, it can drain. And it heals better that way, so that it heals from the inside out.
Yep. So I think we're going to keep our fingers crossed. I think it should be. And, at this point, I don't have a choice. I have to get it going because with my son moving out, I'll be here by myself. So
yeah.
Yeah, bears. I actually have some Boyd bears and Boyd bunnies. But yeah, you can get like fabric or whatever and put bears on it. She could put Boyd bears. She could have like a Boyd bear collage, and that could be her prosthetic. Yeah, anything's possible. I saw pictures of sports teams, all kinds of crap you can do. I mean, basically, if you can find it in a fabric or I guess even like maybe a sticker material, like a big sticker or something, you can have it put on your leg. So she just had to talk to them when they're making the prosthetic. Possibilities are endless. And then I just have like a basic because it's, Medicare. So I couldn't do anything fancy. But the ankle is like a rotating ankle so that when I walk, it's more of a natural motion. I'm not really sure, Stash, when his friends find a place to live. Him and his friend Hector and Dorothea, when she's there, have been looking.
Yeah.
They were looking for a while before I found out, actually. So they went and looked at a place yesterday, but I haven't heard anything. So, in at least 2 weeks to shrink my leg down enough for me to attempt to put the damn leg on again. And it's hard because I have chunky calves. So, I have extra awesome size calves. So when you put something that's form fitting, on there, all of, you go to put something on there, and no, Kiji, this is not, everything that's here squishes up. So it stops it from getting, it's really annoying and it's uncomfortable. It takes me about 20 minutes to get my damn leg on. Then, of course, that hurts my back. It's a process. I'm a mess. I'm so broken. It's not Amy that's a hot mess. It's me. Okay. So, but like I was telling Tina, the only 2 things I can't do in this house is put my dog out, 3 things. Put the dog out, do my laundry, because those are in the same spot, and get out my front door.
Yeah, she literally can't get out the house.
No. I mean, I can if someone pulls me over the door jamb backwards because the wheels are bigger on the wheelchair, but the door jamb in the front is about 1 inch high, and coming into the house, it's about 2.5 inches high. I haven't been able to measure it because, if I try, I'll fall out of the wheelchair. But it's not a smooth transition. And those little ramp things that I could get, those cost like $80 for each side. So, yeah, I can't do that. But so yeah, I need to be able
to do it with a piece of wood and make it so much less expensive.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him when I pay rent this month, if I'm able to pay rent this coming month. But that's a whole issue I don't even want to think about because it's only the 12th and I still have a couple of weeks to stress over that. So yeah, my knees are giving me a hard time about the whole prosthetic thing, and it's the motion of, you don't realize how much pressure you put on your knees until you have knee problems, I mean, when I was younger, it didn't mean occur to me, but now it does. Hold on a minute.
I'll agree with that one.
Tobacco bag. Because I can stand up with my prosthetic without a problem. There's no pain. There's, the process of getting up might be a little painful, but not as bad because I can put the pressure on my better knee. Mm-hmm. I won't say my good knee because it's not a good knee, but once I can stand up straight, I'm fine. And I can take the step. It's pulling the rest of me forward to meet up with that step. There's where I run into the problem. Putting the pressure on my knee to take that step is aggravating the crap out of my knees. So
you might need to use a standard walker, not the rollator.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Tina and I were talking about that too. That it might be because I have the rollinator type of walker, and it might be the wrong height, not as much sturdiness or angle or whatever. Because I'm using equipment that we already had, and that's what John had. So
yeah, he had a rollator. Yeah. You might need a regular walker.
Yeah,
that you can adjust the height, and it doesn't have any glides, no wheels.
And I can put more pressure on it. I mean, with the rollinator, there's more of a chance of the thing flipping, or you know what I mean. If I put too much, because the handles come out back a little bit, so there's always that, but. Because, I mean, as long as I can get up and take at least 3 steps, when with a regular walker, that would be easier, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to take the steps by myself, I'm using the washing machine, the dryer, and the wall to hold myself up for those 3 steps. And then I have to lean on the washer to, put the dog out. Okay, Willow. So, because it will take 3 steps to get from my inner back door to the outer back door where I have to put the dog out. And
I use my cane and the walls when I walk through the house.
yeah.
And then my cane and the washer and dryer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, when, the human body is amazingly adaptable and people are amazingly adaptable. I mean, to do my cat box, I got one of those long, it comes apart, but it's a long cat scoop. So I can actually sit down in the wheelchair and do the cat box. I got a broom, a little broom and dustpan, and the dustpan has the long stand-up handle so that I can sweep my room. And if, someone would stop borrowing it. But, you adapt, you make adjustments to what's going on. I mean, I can cook in a frying pan. I cannot cook in a pot because I can't see into it. And if I can't stand up, if I'm strictly in the wheelchair, it would be dangerous for me to, because it's an awkward angle, it would be dangerous for me to transfer like anything with boiling water over to the sink. It's not that big of a difference, like distance, but still potentially dangerous. So, but I can cook in a frying pan. So then, there is the microwave, which when I cook, and I have a crock pot and I have a rice cooker. I mean, I got things so that I'd be able to do things that, without having to depend on anyone. It's just, I worry about my dog. So, I mean, if anything happens, if the dog gets tangled up, if she gets attacked by another dog, if she gets loose, those things I'll be screwed because I can't get outside. And even if I do, what am I going to do? Try and get over there in a wheelchair? There's no way I'd be able to walk it with my knees without support, but
yeah. And
my landlord's not going to fence in the yard.
But, we've talked a lot about it, That's what I said. I've been trying to help brainstorm and try to make things as easy and adaptable as possible.
Yep.
With what's going on.
I agree, Stash. Most people don't like change, but like I had told John, when John at one point for about a year lost use of his legs. He had really bad sciatica, and then he got drop foot, and he was falling all the time. And then because he was so afraid of falling, which I can understand, he just stopped making it caused him so much pain to walk, and his doctor wouldn't give him any pain meds. He wouldn't send him to anywhere to get anything checked out. This is the doctor I have now. And changing doctors when you're on Medicare is not easy. But, I told him, I was like, you have to learn to adapt. You have to be able to do things. So, like, for him, I love this man. For him to get from the car, like the wheelchair, to the steps, and then try and get up the steps, because this is before we had the ramp, and then get all the way across the porch and into the house, you know what he did? Now, mind you, he was a lot skinnier than I am. I couldn't do this. He would scoot up the steps backwards on his ass, right? And then he would have Issa go in and get, or Talon, go inside and get his skateboard. And he would lift himself up, sit on the skateboard, and wheel himself into the house, get over to the couch, and then lift himself up onto the couch. That's how he adapted to get into the damn house. Later on, I asked him, I was like, why aren't you using the ramps? He's like, what? I'm like, the ramps, the car ramps. He's like, well, shit. So then he would scoot himself up the stairs. Issa would bring the wheelchair up. he'd scoot his butt up onto the ramp, and that would give him enough height to get back into the wheelchair to get in the house. And yeah, even he had to go in the house backwards because of the door frame. So it's not because I'm heavy, it's because of the door jam. But yeah, but it was so funny watching him on the skateboard. I'm like, where there's a will, there's a way. If there's something, I mean, if I really had to, yeah, Sam, steps are a bitch, and that's a lot of pressure to put on a prosthetic. I actually, when I couldn't use my foot, I couldn't put any pressure on my foot at all when I shattered my ankle, and the paramedics actually called a Anderson Interfaith Ministries here in my town. Because they do a lot of charity work and they help with bills and things like that. And he asked them, is there any way you can get a ramp for this woman? Because they were having to come and help me with a stair chair every time I needed to leave or get back in my house. And that's a lot of work because it would take at least 4 paramedics, which is 2 ambulances. And that's taking them away from emergencies or what, you know what I mean? And it could cause them, even 5 minutes getting to an accident or something could mean someone's life. So here I'm feeling guilty because I can't get up my stairs, and Interfaith Ministries didn't have the money to do it. They didn't have any funding for something like that, which they should, but they didn't. She actually ended up getting a little creative with their funding in order to buy the supplies. And then a volunteer group from one of the big mega churches here, there were about 12 people, came and put my ramp together in a half a day. Of course, it was untreated wood and it's kind of warping. But Donnie said that he can fix that. He can get it back attached because some of the screws came out, and the the side rails on it are like kind of. But Donnie said he could put that back, so we're good. But for inside the house, if she has a 2-story house, I would look into some kind of charity place that could help out with a stair lift, the chair lifts or something. Yeah, because believe me, if we had inside stairs, I would definitely need one of those, and they're more expensive for heavier people. So if there's any kind of anything that can raise funds for that, or that they have those that they can do for low-income people, I don't know what her income is. I would definitely look into that. It's either that or she's going to have to move to a lower floor.
Yeah. That's here, Granted, we live in a mobile community and we live in our trailer that we're still paying for. I have a hell of a time going up and down just the few stairs that we have. Yeah. I have to remind myself when I was going up my stairs to step with the right foot first, not the left. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm going to collapse trying to climb the stairs. It would be bad on our credit if we were to give up our mobile home just to move into an apartment that was on the ground floor.
Yeah. We have 9 stairs from hell to get off our porch. 9. I made it about 3, and I was like trying to drag myself up the stairs because of my back. It wasn't so much my knees, it was because of my back, because my back with too much pressure locks up, and then I face plant, literally plank. So I carrying anything up the stairs, I would have to have John come out and get it when he was able to walk, and when he wasn't, he would send Issa out. I couldn't carry, even carrying my purse up the stairs, which granted it was a suitcase, but even, anything that added any kind of weight, it was horrible. And luckily we have a railing, because I had to use the railing to pull myself up the stairs. And our last step was this much higher than all the rest of them. So you go up 9 steps, you're used to lifting your foot to a certain height. You get to that last one and it seems like it's this much higher, because you're like, ugh. So, yeah. Cat zoomies. I had that earlier, Willow.
Yes, she did.
Now they're sleeping because I fed them and they are catatonic. Catatonic. But yeah, you'll have to move things in the kitchen, at least for now, until she can get comfortable with her prosthetics so that she can reach things. I'm going to have my mom come and move it so I can reach all my frying pans because it's the only thing I can use to cook. I don't care where everything else goes. I mean, I could use my grabber to grab some things, but those grabbers can only grab so much weight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, adjustments will have to be made. And you have to, the easiest way for you to do it, Sam, is to, if you have a kitchen chair, is to sit in your kitchen chair and figure out what you personally can reach comfortably. And then move it to where it would be easier for her to reach. Yeah, inside stairs. So you have at least a 2-story house. Yeah, she's probably gonna need a stair lift. Either that, or she's gonna
where
have
the bedroom and bathroom are at.
Yeah,
The
either that.
accommodation can be made for her to be on the main level of the house.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think safety too. If you lose power, she won't be able to get off the second floor unless it has a battery backup, which I think most of them do now.
Yeah.
But if you sit in a chair and figure out what you can reach comfortably, then that will help you figure out how to adjust everything for her if she's in the wheelchair. Because even with the prosthetic, I mean, the beginnings of using your prosthetic, you're not supposed to keep it on for more than an hour twice a day for a while. I mean, it takes a bit of adjustment. So there's still going to be times she's going to need to be in a wheelchair, to get around and do things. So. And make sure, if she doesn't already have a wheelchair, make sure she gets one that's comfortable. I measured mine the other day. I thought it was an 18-inch seat. This is actually a 16-inch seat, which my chunky thighs do not like. So one of my things I need to do is try and save up for a wheelchair.
I thought Robin was sending one.
They ran into some financial issues. She said that they're going to be doing auctions and things. She's like, we're gonna raise the money to ship it and all, to get it and ship it to you. And I told her to make sure that her and Devin take care of them first, because I mean Devin's got the kids, and Robin's doesn't have her unemployment anymore because she's moved out of state. So I want them to make sure they're taken care of first. So I mean, she might still be able to do it, and that would be awesome. Because the one that she was sending me was a 20-inch seat, which is 4 inches more room, which would be awesome. Meanwhile, I will try and start saving up pennies, and that way, if she's not able to do it, I'll be able to get one. Because really, the 16-inch seat, trying to create anything while sitting in something that's cutting into my leg is not. It's not conductive. Yep. You'll need 2 wheelchairs if she needs to go upstairs, because she'll need one that stays upstairs and she'll need one that's, on the ground floor.
Mm-hmm.
Good point, Stash. It is a period of adjustment, and it does get very depressing.
Frustrating.
I mean, you got to mush on and do what you got to do.
There's a lot of aggravation.
So much aggravation.
My grandmother.
Sam, does your mom have you as like a power of attorney or something like that, where you could contact like her insurance and talk to them about your needs in regards to this for your mom, to try to get that stuff in motion faster?
I just wish John had a fatter ass, you know what I mean? Because then I wouldn't need a new wheelchair.
No, my great grandmother, she was small like John, probably smaller, because I mean the woman was under 5 feet tall. I mean she was like 4 something, and she was thin as a rail.
Well, John was 6'2", and I think the last time he got weighed, he was between 140 and 150 pounds. So, I mean, he had a lot of belly bloat from his pancreatitis and, alcoholism and all the crap that he put his body through. But from the waist down, he had the sweetest ass when I met him. This man's ass was fine. And with all the medical shit he went through, his ass disappeared. He had no ass. And I'm like, that's a shame. That is a damn shame. But unfortunately, the wheelchair is also not made for my weight capacity because he was so much lighter than I was. So it's putting a lot of strain on the wheelchair. And I'm afraid it's going to collapse while I'm in it one of these days.
I don't understand why they didn't automatically provide you a wheelchair with the amputation.
I don't know. It was not an option.
See, yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
They offered to let me go to a physical therapy
Facility.
And I'm really glad I didn't, because I would have gotten caught there when the COVID shutdown happened. And I'm like, nope. But no, I couldn't go there because I just couldn't keep away from my dog that long. 5 days was enough. I couldn't handle it anymore. She's like my security blanket. So I opted for no.
Did you guys have fun on the car ride? You didn't even know you were on one.
Oh my goodness, we got to leave the house, Kodi.
You did.
Well, that's never happened. That hasn't happened to me in 7 months, 8 months, something like that. I literally have not been outside through the front door for like 8 months.
No, not since your last prosthetic appointment.
Yeah, and that was with Issa, so that should tell you how long ago that was.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go get Andrew, so I'm waiting for him to come out of the school now. I almost said Bug. If I ever say Bug, that's who I'm talking about. That's what I call him when I'm not on a live. He don't care. I said it in front of his friends last week, and his friend goes, "Who's that? Why is your mom looking for bugs?" And he goes, "I'm Bug, okay?"
I'm bugging. None of you are allowed to call me that.
Right. Don't say that again. We went to a baseball game a few years ago, and I was like, Andrew, and I was like yelling his name, and I'm like, Bug, and he's like, yeah. It's like, what the heck?
Dad did that to me once in a bank. I'm 10 or 11 years old, and I was helping him do safety deposit boxes in a vault, and like 180 of them. And he said, "Hey, Pistol Britches, can you go get me such and such tool?" And I turned and looked at him, my eyes bugged out, and he was like, "Oh." He never did it again after that. But yeah, the security guards busted laughing, and they were trying to be, like British soldiers, Mr. Stoics,
Yeah.
They're looking all important. And yeah, I was pretty mortified.
Well, they were trying to be professional.
Yeah, but even that one, and one of them was assigned to me. So every time I went out to the truck to get a tool, they would escort me out and then back.
Yeah.
They're making sure you're not running off with millions,
Of course.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, we got out to the truck, and he's like, "How long has he called you that?" And I said, "As long as I can remember." And he was like, "That's got to be rough at your age." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I could be 50 and he would still think I was a 10-year-old, which ended up being the case until about 2 hours before he died. Then he finally figured out, oh, you grew up. Yeah, so that was my nickname as a child, Pistol Britches. Mm.
Well, my oldest daughter will always be Gracie, even though her name is Nora or May, because I call her Gracie May. And then my middle daughter, is the Bay. And then my youngest daughter is Shmoo. I wanted to call her Mina because she's meaner than the other two.
Well, my son, because his father wanted him to be named after him, like exactly after him, is a junior. But the fun part, his first name is John, which is why we call him Junior, because otherwise when I'm talking about John, it gets confusing. This is why I always called my son Johnny. His father's name is John. His grandfather's name was John. His uncle's name was John. There were it was like a hooker convention. There were way too many Johns there. And so I used to call him Johnny, and he doesn't like that at all. He hates it when I call him that in front of like friends, because he said it makes him sound like a 5-year-old. I'm like, well, I could call you what we did when you were 5 and call you Monkey Boy instead. And he's like,
well, and you definitely wouldn't want to name your child Johnson.
No. But so we just refer to him, and he doesn't want to be a junior because he cannot stand his biological father. He wants to change his name to John's name and be that junior. You know what I mean? He doesn't mind being a junior if it's with the right dad. So yeah, he wants to, and it would. I don't think he's going to do it exact. I think he's going to keep his middle name. But he's going to change his last name to John's last name, because he said he's the only one that deserves to be called his dad because his biological father wasn't around. So I can understand it. I told John's sister that, and she cried. She was like, "Oh my God, that is the best way that he could honor, her brother, is by wanting to be his son by name, So, yeah.
My niece, who died from a car accident when she was 18, her nickname was Bug. She was Shellbug.
Well, I have a bug too, because I call Sadie, my granddaughter, we call her Sadie Bug, which is weird because she's more cat-like than bug-like, but she was just the cutest little bug when she was born. She was just tiny, and yeah, she's taller than everybody else in the family now. She's 14 and she's like 5'6" or 7. She's hugely tall. I'm like, and she's of course like this big. I'm like, you suck. But she's gorgeous.
That sounds
and
like
beautiful.
Ellie.
She's
14, almost 15, and she's 5'7".
Yeah, she's really tall, which is why during gymnastics, I don't understand why they put her, when she was doing the tests for gymnastics to get on the competition team. There were 4 girls that had to do balance beam routines. They had to do them all at the same time, and there were only 3 balance beams. So one of the beams had to have 2 girls on it, and they stupidly put Sadie on a balance beam with somebody else, and she ended up kicking the other girl in the head because her legs were so damn long. I'm like, that's one way to knock out the competition, kid. I'm like, damn. She did make the team. Of course, during COVID, that all stopped. So, but yeah, she was in competition gymnastics for a little while. I was very proud of her. She won some trophies, not just participation trophies. She actually placed, so that was cool. She's very graceful. To watch this girl dance is just amazing. So
I have a friend in my doll collector groups. Her granddaughter at 13 or 14 was 6'1".
and it's hard because Sadie gets picked on at school because she's so tall.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, look, when you're runway modeling and making millions, tell them, you can look at all these short little fuckers and go, you know what? Fuck you.
Right?
Yeah, it's been difficult for her too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's had it rough.
So, people that are short or have weight problems or whatever, a lot of times you don't realize that it doesn't matter what your body size is. Someone's always going to find something to pick on you about if they want to pick on you about something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So whether you're tall or short or overweight or thin or whatever, they're always going to find some reason.
Yeah. If you're thin, you must be on drugs. If you're fat, must overeat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And kids are assholes.
If your teeth are screwed up, you must be a druggie.
Yeah, I've gotten accused of that multiple times.
Anything. There's a multitude of things. Just drives me crazy.
And when you're in school, it's hard because, that's your brain is formulating how you're going to deal with life for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But even as an adult, it's not easy. There's some assholes that will pick on you for anything. They get mad at you and all of a sudden it's about your weight.
Yeah.
Yes. You've been friends for years and they never had any problem with your weight before that, but all of a sudden you're a fat bitch. And it's like, what? And it's like, well, I can lose weight. You can't change your personality, honey. You're stuck with stupid. It's one of my favorite lines. So, you can fix ignorance. You cannot fix stupidity. And, someday that beautiful body of yours is going to go to shit. So have fun with that.
Oh, yeah. I always loved the fact.
At least I'm already used to this.
I always loved that when I was in school. It's like, okay. Granted, yeah, I was always heavy.
Yep.
I was always one of the bigger girls. But I was always comfortable in my skin. Still am. And always seen all the girls, they always wore their hair, did their hair, put on their makeup, wore this, wore that. And was always the popular girls, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you start seeing them at the high school reunions, or you start seeing them outside of high school, after school, way back in the after these years, and they done been married 2-3 times, got all these children, done went and blowed up.
Yep.
And I'm looking at them going, whoa.
And then they talk about all the diets they're on.
What happened to you?
Yep.
It's
like, well, shit, looks like you left graduation, got hit by the fuck me truck.
Life has not been kind. What happened?
Yep.
Maybe.
I haven't gone to any of my class reunions. I did see pictures of the last one. It looked like fun. All my party buddies were in the picture. And they look like nothing had really changed with their partying attitude. The picture was all of them holding a drink and looking like they were falling on each other. If it wasn't for them holding each other up, they would have all been on the floor. It was funny. I was like, damn, I missed a party. What the fuck? But there's no way I can get from here to there, so I missed the reunions. But I told them all, I said, look, if I ever win the lottery, I'm taking all of my friends from high school and current, and we're all going to like Bora Bora or something. I'll rent the whole fucking island. I don't care.
The ones that mattered when I was in school, I'm friends with. We talk intermittently.
Yep.
We're friends with on Facebook.
On Facebook, yep. I have mine too. Yep. The people that mattered, to me, that didn't judge, or that I helped and stuck up for, or, yep. There were a few that stuck up for me, but most of them were too intimidated by my bullies to get involved, which was fine because I dealt with my own bullies. In high school, I got to a point where I didn't give a fuck anymore. I came to that conclusion very early on. I didn't care what people thought about my clothes. I didn't care what people thought about my makeup. My teeth were still good then, so I was fine with that. But they made fun of me because of my weight, my hair, my freckles, anything they could think of. And I finally was like, you know what? Your opinion does not matter. So, and if they tried to physically bully me, well, they were in perfect surprise because this bitch knew how to fight from an early age. There are still indents in the high school lockers from me throwing people into them because they would attack me. Fuck them. But not all kids can do that. I mean, there are kids that will sit in their closet at night and just eat. You know, they stress eat. And I mean, I had a friend of mine that did that. That friend that wasn't a friend after she made that phone call.
Mm-hmm.
She used to do that because we talked about it, and she was a big girl, but she still would stash food in a room just so she could eat when nobody was watching her. She'd have like hostess, you know, snack cakes and stuff in there. And then she's constantly complaining about how big she was. And I'm like, look, if you're going to sit in your room and eat a whole box of ho-hos, you hoe, then you're going to have to deal with the big ass. That's just, you know.
That's the way that works.
That you can't have it both ways. Oop, we lost Amy. I mean, you can't. You either stop doing destructive behavior and work on improving whatever you want to improve on, because it's only you that can make the decision on what you think needs to be improved on. Don't go based on what other people think. I mean, me, I'm about, if I could eat healthier and lose the weight, I would do it so I could fit in my damn wheelchair comfortably. When shit really hurts. And also it's hard for me to maneuver because I'm larger. It's hard for me to transition into things. Not to mention the wrenched knee that I have, you know, it makes it more difficult though that I'm heavier. It's hard for me to move around and it wins me. And then I sit there like, you know. So, I mean, being smaller would benefit me at this point.
I've heard her come back from getting out of the wheelchair.
Yeah. And I'm like, and she was like, why didn't you catch your, you know, sit for a minute and catch your breath? I'm like, I did. You know? So, yeah, it's, you know, I do have congestive heart failure too. So I'm broken. I really am.
We're all broken in some form or fashion. Some of us are more broken than others.
Yeah. So, I mean,
my weight loss came on in a year. I started my cycles really early in life, and my skin condition with that about a year and a half later took off, and my glandular system at that point literally went in the bucket, and no change in my diet or anything like that. I just didn't have the metabolism to burn the food. And I puffed right out. And struggled my whole life with weight and stuff. Because they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to look for. You know, I mean, this was the freaking 70s. They were clueless. And it was pretty much a shit show at that point because, you know, parents were disappointed in me because they didn't understand either. I spent my whole life with my skin condition. When I break out, I throw fevers. I have flu-like symptoms. I feel like crap because I've got all this poison pumping through my system. And, you know, Dad would want me to go mow the yard or do this or do that, and I wasn't up to it. And I would have to, of course, do it anyways because they didn't get it. And they're like, get up off your lazy ass and just do it.
So I wouldn't let me touch a lawnmower.
I would do it. Do what, hon?
I was not allowed to do quote unquote boy things. And mowing the lawn was a boy thing, according to my father. So I was not allowed to mow the lawn. So.
Well, yeah, that didn't. I had no problem.
He had a riding lawnmower. I wanted to mow the lawn. He wouldn't let me do it. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But
we had a riding lawnmower, but I couldn't use that until I was a teen. And then they were pretty paranoid about it because of all of the kids before me that would totally destroy stuff. And I wasn't that person, but they could never seem to remember that. So.
Well, my dad actually hired a kid in the neighborhood. And I'm like, you have a kid at home that wants to mow the lawn and you're hiring somebody. Why don't you pay me to do it? Hell, I'll do it for half the price. And he's like, no, that's man work. I'm like, my dad was a male chauvinist pig. And yet I still grew up a tomboy. He was a male chauvinist pig, and my mom wanted.
Mom tried the bows and curls for, about 2 days. And yeah, she found out real quick that wasn't going to happen.
Oh, no. I had years of getting stuffed in dresses and my hair curled and prissy little patent leather shoes, and it still didn't stick.
She gave it a try. But she was forced as a kid to do the sausage curls and the dresses and the whole bit. So she wasn't going to force it on me. So we tried. I didn't like it. The only dress that you would see me in was like a sundress up until about the age of 4, and then I refused to wear them.
No, my mom, I think my mom wanted a little girl because she wanted to be able to dress me up in pretty little dresses and have the curls and do the whole girly thing. And I just wasn't my personality, and she couldn't understand why I wouldn't comply. I would always get my dresses dirty because I'm playing in the dirt or I'm climbing a tree. She wouldn't let me wear sundresses because she ended up finding me in a tree with, my underwear hanging out. And she's like, girls don't show their underwear. I'm like, then don't put me in a dress.
Yeah, it wasn't so much climbing trees for me. It was, sitting in the dirt in the dress.
Yep. So the whole nature versus nurture thing, I am fully on nature side because I didn't comply to anything my parents expected, wanted, tried to force me into. And my personality is absolutely nothing like either of my parents. So I know because I've done self-analysis to see if that rubbed off, and it didn't. So.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly believe in letting your kids become who they're meant to be and not who you want them to be.
Yep. And the only thing that I ever had with my kids, mostly my daughter, because she was more involved in like extracurricular things, was if you start something, if you start playing on a team or you start an activity, you finish it out for at least a year. You don't have to do it the next year if you don't like it. But if you start out doing it and we have invested in it, especially how poor we were, then you complete it. And that's where the second year of cheerleading went wrong with my middle daughter. She was all gung-ho for cheerleading. I mean, to the point she was begging and crying and pleading because she got made the cheer squad, and it was going to cost a lot of money. And my online friends actually in my AOL chat room actually donated most of the money for my middle child to be able to do her cheering. And my mom donated some, I donated some, but they probably donated at least $300 towards her being able to cheer. And then the next year it was the same thing because my finances hadn't really changed. I was still struggling, and she was still on the cheer. And of course, now it was going to cost a little bit more because, of course, every year it goes up. And they came through again. And this time my mom actually didn't donate any money towards it. She didn't have it. She said she didn't have it at the time. I won't say she didn't because she did, but she said she didn't. And my daughter actually made the captain of the basketball cheer. And then she got, her friend's father was involved in the Southern Wrestling Association. And some of the wrestlers that he trained with or trained or whatever were cute. And my 13-year-old daughter wanted to do that instead. And I'm like, no, you made a commitment. You made captain. Your squad is looking towards you for leadership. Hi, Christy. And you can't quit. You finish out the year. And that's when she called DSS and got taken out of my house so that she could do what she wanted to do. Because as soon as she was out of my house, she quit cheerleading and she started hanging out with Southern Wrestling Association people.
Hi, Christy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And my son was never really into any kind of extra like sports or anything. I mean, this kid could have made probably professional football when he was younger. The kid could throw a football like you wouldn't believe and accurately, but he had stage fright. He didn't want to play in front of anybody. I'm like, you're wearing a helmet. He goes, yeah, but my name will be on my back. I'm like, so he didn't want to play in public. So that didn't happen, which I can understand because I have stage fright. I never liked getting in front of people and talking like a group of people. I have gotten older in my old age. I'm like, I don't care. I'll stand up and talk in front of a crowd now. But when I was younger, because in school, whenever I had to do like a book report in front of the
Public
class,
speaking sucked.
everybody would be making fun of me. And of course, the teacher's at the back of the room looking at me. All the kids are facing me, so they're all making fun of me. She can't see it, or he can't see it. And I'm not going to put myself up for that kind of ridicule, you know what I mean? And then that's like volunteering to be punched in the face. No. So public speaking was not my thing. It's one of the things that made me not want to go to college, because mandatory class is public speaking, and I wouldn't do it.
No, I've never had a problem with that. I mean, I used to sing competitively, so.
No.
Public speaking.
Well, let's say I never. Oops, sorry.
Public speaking was not mandatory and was not a mandatory class at college.
It wasn't all the ones I looked at.
Huh.
I never had a problem, like singing or stuff like that. But in school, I didn't want to get up in front of the class. I didn't mind it when I was little, but yeah, then the heckling and all that begins and stuff, and I had problems with that. It took me a while to get past that. But then once I did, yeah, I was up on stage singing. So.
I know.
Oh, and as a public service announcement, totally off topic, everybody has to go and watch Tina's live last Sunday around what, the 3.5 hour mark? Just saying. Go watch it. You'll find out that yes, Kodi does have an accent sometimes, and Tina is scary when she's mad and quiet. Just saying. I don't really want to rehash the entire thing on my live. I mean, we can if you want to, but
no, we're good.
Everything's pretty much been laid out, so go watch it. Yeah.
Put it to you this way, a shit show was exposed.
Yeah, sorry. Couldn't hold it in any longer.
That's okay. You were fully within your right to do so.
Girl.
We just, it kind of took us all by surprise because we weren't given a heads up, but.
Nope. Hey, you never know what's going to come out of my mouth or when.
Right.
We
but
just roll with it.
It was fine, And if we had discussed it, I probably would have been like, okay. Matter of fact, I know I would have been like, Hi, Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda.
Rhonda. I got a private message from Rhonda. I'm not really sure why she's singing loudly in my private message, but that was cute, Rhonda. What's interesting, Rhonda?
She's laughing. Yeah, well. As I stated on Sunday, sometimes you try to give people the benefit of the doubt, try to make sure they're doing their best due diligence to make things right, and they're not. They fucked up. They've not only did they fuck up to other people that we knowingly like and care about, but when you fuck me, you fucked up.
They basically wiped their dicks on our curtains, so I'm done. No. Mm-mm.
I feel the driving urge to rip my curtains down and throw them in the machine. Or like dump bleach all over them. Ew.
It was a mangled quote from Boondock Saints too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
They disrespected and just, yeah.
So, how are you, Miss Rhonda?
Yes, how are you, Rhonda? Busy auction moderator.
Christy's probably busy doing chores or baking something. Bread. Is it bread day?
We're running after duckies.
Quack, quack.
Yes, Rhonda, I heard it and sang it in my head. Thanks for that.
Uh-oh, she gave you an earbug.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Rhonda, you don't feel good? Is that a thermometer? Looks like a thermometer. Is that the wrong smiley? What are you doing? Don't confuse my chat. We already had that problem just on the live channel. Not you. She was talking about Christy baking. No tomatoes for you, Rhonda. And that's not the kind of thing we're talking about Christy baking either. We're talking about actual bread. Rhonda, did you go and watch the Tina's live for Sunday? You had said you were gonna check it out. So I didn't know if you had actually gone back and tried to watch it. I don't think the party in question's actually seen it or heard about it yet. Oh, she hasn't been able to yet. Well, it's really weird because with everybody else, I mean, somebody says one wrong little thing and rumors spread throughout all of YouTube and everybody's checking out the live that happened on it, blah, blah, blah. Nobody's talking about it at all. I'm like, what? Weird.
It's because that horse has been beat so many times.
This is true. Hell, I think Rhonda shot that horse a couple of times, even after it was dead. I love you, Rhonda. But
Mostly bacon. I hate the dishes. I don't blame you, but I mean,
yeah, I know, Rhonda. Well, the confirmation that the GoFundMe was a scam, it's confirmed, wasn't old news, which is what's pissing most of us off the most. But the other stuff, yeah, the shipping and all that bullshit, that kind of thing is old news. Oh. Yeah, but it wasn't confirmed. We have it confirmed through somebody who knows them. So, I mean, yeah, you knew it already, but you didn't have confirmation. Being psychic doesn't count. Anyway, it is what it is. I know I'm done. I know Tina's done. I know Willow's done. So.
Yep.
And Wendy's done. And by association, Toad is done.
Of course, I'm still stewing a bit because I haven't got my shit that I paid for.
Yeah. Well, none of us have, but we're not gonna, so. And even if we get it, it'll be the wrong stuff or stuff we get left out of the box, so.
well, Mrs. Rhonda didn't get half of what she paid for.
No, Rhonda showed me. Paul, you're an asshole.
Hey, Philly. Hey, passports.
Have a nice day, Paul. I told you it was going to happen.
Oh.
Yeah, Rhonda, he showed me the box that he had sent you, but it wasn't even half the size it should have been. Was the box empty?
Yeah, was it empty?
You go, hotness. Paul, you can come back in 5 minutes. Try again.
A bunch
Hey,
of
passports and pizza
paper?
pies. What?
Rhonda was sent a bunch of shipping paper.
Oh, shit. See, Rhonda just showed me the box. She hadn't opened it yet.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Oh, Christy, I'm sorry. We all lost friends, too. Well, we thought they were friends, but they were not. That's sad. It's sad losing friends. I don't like losing friends.
Wow, Rhonda, you didn't let us know that.
Yeah. I don't even. Hotness, you look cute every day. What the fuck are you talking about? Shush with yourself. Back to work, woman. You need those 69 listings done every day, remember? I forgot to message my son to see if we needed anything for groceries.
That is just teetotaling fucked up. A box full of shipping paper?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, why would you even waste money on...
To say that he sent something.
Right? Although this doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't.
And Amy?
Sorry to hear that, Christy.
Amy, you look cute regardless. Let's stop it.
Yeah, she does. Amy is adorable. See, you got me mad. I used your actual name. Yeah, Rhonda, I can understand that.
I agree. But see, the thing is here is we were waiting to hear back from certain other parties before we said anything.
Yep.
And
however, once I found out the truth, there were no more moderating auctions. I won't promote someone stealing from people, knowing that my name is not Amy. Yes, it is, and I'll use it when I'm mad at you.
Mana mana.
Boop, boop, boop,
Mana mana.
boop, boop, boop,
Mana mana.
boop, boop, boop.
what am I going to do with you two?
What the fuck is that?
It's a thing from the Muppets and Sesame Street.
Oh.
Tim and Kodi. It's a constant.
Hey, I got Tina to do it the other day. Yeah, well, now we know he's a dick, a less asshole.
Well, we
and
already knew, but
well, yeah, he's always been a dick, but I mean,
but no, like I was saying, no, Rhonda, we were waiting for some more communications from other people, but we weren't getting it, and it was taking too long. And I'm just like, I'm done. I can't hold it back anymore.
yeah.
So
Well, when the other people don't communicate to let us know if there's anything happening in a positive manner,
yeah,
I love them dearly. I do, and I know they're going through stuff themselves personally, but this was kind of big, so it was hard to sit on the fact that we have confirmation about things and not say anything. I mean, like I said, my financial investment wasn't that much, but I mean, Rhonda knows what you go through when you moderate. I mean, she used to help me with his fucking auctions, so she knows what a pain in the ass he is to moderate for. And then doing multiples, 3 people, which Jerry was easy, and Lenny was, he was new to it, so it was okay. It's a learning process. But it's not, I mean, some of his auctions would go so long. It was exhausting, especially for someone with medical issues. So I had a lot of time invested. I had a lot of emotion invested. And I've said it before, the way that him and I interacted with each other was like John and I interacted. So right after losing John, having that emotional connection fucked up me listening to my inner voice, which is why it took so long for me, to see what was actually going on. So, but I can see clearly now. Sorry, I get myself copyrighted. Rhonda, I used to sing that when there was too much quiet in the house, surprisingly enough, even with talent in the house. If John was in there watching TV or something and him and I hadn't spoken in a good 15, 20 minutes, I'd be sitting here in my room. The connecting door would be open, maybe. Sometimes I had to be louder because it was closed. And I'd just be like, mana, mana. And he'd be like, there is something wrong with you. And I'm like, I know, but you're talking to me now.
Look in the chat.
What? Hi, Beast Man.
Tim.
Yeah, Tim with his evil little chuckle.
Uh-huh.
Beast Man rocks. He's awesome. Hi, not Amy. She's the badass hotness ninja. Is what she is. And the Beast Man rocks. Beast Man is awesome.
Who's Beast Man?
That's Amy's. I'm sorry, Hotness's dad.
Oh,
it's not Amy's dad. He was doing something one day, and he was like, "Rawr," and I was like, "Oh, check that out, Beast Man," and it stuck. I name people, so his name is now Beast Man. Anybody that puts up with Amy and her kids, they get the title Beast Man. I'm kidding. I love you, Hotness. And your kids are awesome, too. They are. So, I mean, the conclusion with the whole thing is that the 3 of us and Wendy, I will say that because she told me earlier today that she blocked him and everything. The conclusion is all 4 of us are done with Fluffy. He can go fuck himself. And Kate, because she was complacent in this whole thing too.
Yeah.
So she's just as guilty as he is.
yeah.
Hi, honey.
Okay.
Sad,
Hi.
sad
I can't
deal
stay
all
on too
around.
long, but hold
There's
on.
people that
Okay,
are
Dad,
that pathetic.
say hello.
Hello.
No, say hello in your Beast Man voice.
Hello.
There you
Hey,
go.
Beast Man.
Hello.
Hello.
he did that and said hello, Kodi. Andrew, get the fuck up out of my face, dude.
Are you talking so loud? What?
Okay, but you don't have to be like this close. I don't want to smell your breath, dude.
That's not even. At least I ain't mint. So
Or
how?
your armpits. Get the fuck out of my face.
That's not even close to you. Wait, I have a mint. No, I don't. I ate it.
Boys.
Boys.
Someone needs a Tic Tac.
Go away.
Oh my god. Are we
This
having
is what it's
deodorant
like.
fights?
This is what it's like talking to Hotness in a like a Facebook private video chat.
I have to like hide in the closet.
She does. She has to hide.
They're either in my face or they don't want to put pants on.
There is that. That was interesting that day.
That was Grace one day. I don't want to wear pants. We'll put shorts on.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear shorts. I just want to wear underwear. I'm like, your grandpa and your two brothers are here. I don't think so.
I'm on video chat going, put pants on, girl.
And she's cracking up laughing. I'm like, oh my God,
Well,
kid.
fun. Put on a skirt. Shit.
She just wanted to wear a t-shirt and underwear. I'm like, I don't think so.
Inappropriate.
How old is she?
13.
7.
That's
Hi.
Andrew. Hi.
Oh my.
Oh, no,
Don't
Paul's back.
poke me.
Paul, not the way to come back. No, dude.
I'm being surrounded, guys. They can't help me.
Nope, can't help you, honey.
Get her poke.
No, stop.
See, this is why you're
Oh,
so
shit.
good friends.
I'm
Like
gonna-
Oh my God.
you think you can run?
No,
You can run?
I'm not running. I'm walking fast.
That was the wrong button, Cody.
I did. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry, Paul. I did not mean to do that. Hold on. I'll try and fix it. Whoops. I mean, you're an
What did
asshole.
you
You're not
do?
that big of an... I hit him. I booted him off my channel by accident.
Oh, oopsie.
Rhonda, I have been there, done that, typed out paragraph and deleted it, tried to do it differently, and
I'll be right back.
I'll just change it and say this instead. But yeah, we're done.
Yeah, we are. How do I get to where I have people blocked?
It's in Google.
Wouldn't it be in YouTube?
Google is YouTube because they own YouTube.
Mhm.
Well, but I don't know how to do it in Google.
You just go into your account and
Yeah, it's in your account.
Why does this have to be so complicated?
I don't know what to tell you, kid.
She got it.
Do what?
Rhonda did it. She unhit him.
Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Sorry, Paul. You're an asshole. You're not that big of an asshole.
Apparently you didn't block, you just hid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can see you, Paul. Until now. And nobody reversed that because that one I meant. Minion fucking
Well, either there's an
asshole.
extreme delay or it didn't take.
There it is.
We can't undo those.
Mm-mm. Nobody's allowed to undo that anyway.
You can't undo timeouts. They're stuck with it.
Now, Paul, if you behave yourself and stop with the minion bullshit, maybe you'll get to stay. Because Paul's an asshole. He instigated a cascade effect of minion videos for people for Victoria thanking people for super chats, and he named me and Jennifer. So this is for Jennifer too. Poor Paul, my ass. I mean, Victoria made some bank, but I had to listen to minion thank you videos constantly.
Yeah, after the first one, really the only thing I enjoy is the one that's trotting away in a butt floss.
And I told you it would happen eventually, Paul. Because, when you sit there and tell people not to subscribe to Kodi, and I let that one go, no, you had to continue with minion bullshit. Guess what?
She's enjoying that a little too much.
I am just a little bit.
Mhm.
That's right. That's the last time I'll time him out. Unless he's an actual dick on my channel, that's the last time I'll time him out. I was just having fun with it.
And then she followed it up with an evil little cackle. Just saying.
Ooh, I hear wind chimes.
Yeah, my windows are open. Which also means if trains happen to decide to come by, which they do on Wednesdays usually, unless I slept through them.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I just chased my kid. I kicked my
I
shoes
just
off
timed.
and
I just timed out Paul again
well, why'd you do that?
because
Well,
he's
What
not
did I miss?
Paul.
after she hit him and timed him out accidentally. Then
I
had to
hit him
check.
accidentally. I didn't time him out accidentally.
Well, that's what I meant.
Because he's an asshole and
Freaking breathe.
he got Victoria to play all kinds of Minion videos this morning.
I know that's why I left this morning. I can't stand that. It gets on my nerves.
See, it irritates Hotness too, Paul. So the
I
timeouts
just
are for
woke
her
up.
too.
When I came on this morning, I just woke up. So anything that's repetitive like that, it'll way to throw me into a pissy mood quick.
And that was all Paul. Paul started all that. I mean, I'm glad she made super
know.
chats, but that annoyance was Paul. So Paul's been timed out twice and hidden once by accident. He was hidden by accident, and I really didn't mean to do that. I'm like, oh shit. Whoops.
Oops.
But yeah, this is the last time
Me
I'll time
out
him
and
out.
not hide you.
Unless he really acts up on my channel, that's the last time I'll time him out.
Like, how do you really act up on your channel?
Oh, it's possible.
Cussing at you or like I don't even freaking know. I don't even think that would work.
Yeah, there's a
I
whole
guess it
lot of
depends
room
on
in
who you
that.
are.
Yeah. Usually cussing at me, I will rate your performance 1 through 10. And remember, I have my son to be able to compare you to, so you better be creative.
I have 4 teenagers. I got it. If I really want to be pissy with somebody and use those type of words.
Yep.
I said a word in front of the girls on Friday that I
Oh.
usually don't say.
Oh
This
my.
dude pulled out in front of me and I almost hit him. So I called him a cunt face.
Nice.
I don't say that in front of the girls.
Wait,
And-
did you start to punch him in his little cunt face? Because that would have been awesome.
Well, I said I was going to punch him in his little dick cunt face is what I actually said.
Close enough.
And Allie, she goes, "What the heck, Mom? Where did that come from?"
Tell her I've been hanging out with Kodi too much.
Well, she knows that sometimes I have road rage.
I
Sometimes.
always have road rage.
I have road
have
rage
to-
and I'm not even driving, okay?
I do too. It doesn't matter. I could be sitting in the back seat. I'll be the backseat driver even. I don't care. But
No, I mean I'm in my house and I have road rage.
I have road rage in the grocery store.
people, they walk too slow. Or they stop right in front of you to talk to their friend that they ran into. Just move. I'm not here to socialize. I'm gonna get my shit and get out.
The worst is on Sundays here. If you go into Walmart on Sundays, there are, huge clusters of people congregating in the middle. I've walked through and go, "Excuse me, can I get through the convention? Because I need to be on the other side of it." I was like, "You're blocking the aisle," and they're like, "Look at me." They look at me like I'm the one in the wrong, and I'm like, "No, really, move." And if they don't move, I start walking forward. I don't care. I'll smash into all of them. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm a handicapped person.
Nowadays,
I'm not
I'm
walking
usually in a scooter at Walmart, and they have horns on them,
Yeah, they do.
and I just boop, and they're like, "Ah!" And I'm like, "Excuse me."
I don't usually. Well, I didn't have to use those when this was happening. So, I mean,
Well,
right now I can't get into one of those.
If I've just gotten a shot, I can walk it, but if I'm due, I can't. I can't do the footwork because my sciatica flares and my knees like to buckle, and it's a fall risk. Not to mention just the spine pain and me and the full TSLO brace thing. They don't get along. It doesn't get along very well with my skin because it compacts.
Things that will get you booted up. Things that will get you booted or timed out on my channel. Mentioning minions, Paul. Attacking anyone on my panel. Attacking anyone in my chat. Politics. Attacking other people's religion. I don't care what religion it is. So other than that, we play it by ear. So there are some standards, okay? Even I have some fucking standards.
Worth $1 million.
I watch Gordon Ramsay a lot. You have to have standards.
I'll be right back, guys. I need to go get some food started.
Okay. Christy, I miss you. I miss talking to you. I do. Just wanted to throw that out there because there was his last comment that I see in my chat.
Kodi, do you remember
Yeah.
me telling you about my friend Mike that works at a gym around here?
Yeah.
That's who asked me out.
Oh, well, you go, girl.
I'll talk to you more about that later. I just had to tell you who it was, so you knew it wasn't. Anyway.
Yeah.
You knew who it wasn't. There we go.
Oh, Christy. Sorry. I wish I could hug you, Christy. I do. I didn't get to go to the memorial that got thrown together for John. It was Issa's family, and none of them knew him except her and a couple other people and my son. I do have all the pictures that were used that were printed up, which were all pictures that I took that somebody took off his Facebook and printed. And I'm like, well, I took all those pictures. They belong to me. So there was a poster made, and when we were cleaning the living room, when me and my mom were cleaning the living room, I found it kind of folded and thrown in a corner. I'm like, yeah, that's nice. So I took all the pictures off it because they were stuck on there with tape, and I kept those pictures. My pictures. Most of them were from when John and I were together anyway, so his wife didn't have a right to those. Because he was actually getting good sex then. Just saying. Nobody had to take me to Pandora's box and ask if they had a video on how to get blowjobs.
Oh my word.
That's all I'm saying. Do you have instructional videos? I'm like, what? You did what? He goes, I was trying. I'm like, oh my God. He goes, you wouldn't want to talk to her. I'm like, no. I'm like, I am not talking to your wife about how to give you a blowjob. Mm-mm.
That's why I'm looking at you. Seriously?
Yeah, he really did. And it's not the first girlfriend that he took there to ask if they got instructional videos on things. Like, oh my God. I'm like, when you've had the best, nothing else is going to compare. So good luck with that.
Oh my word. Seriously.
Hey, I might be a fat girl. I got a lot of talent, okay? And yes, I still maintain my channel has standards. Doesn't have a lot of class, but it's got standards. Where'd everybody go? I know Christy's watching a video. Where'd everybody else in the chat go? Mona, where'd you go? I wonder what I'm having for dinner tonight. I don't even know if he went.
Sausages and potato.
Nice. We don't have a lot of choices. We have like chicken or hamburger. Since I never got any of the leftover spaghetti, I'm sure that's gone. We could have eggs.
So we had goulash last night.
I love goulash. My son doesn't know how to make it. I'm like, it's not difficult. But I don't know if he's awake. I sent him a message and he hasn't. Of course, that's not surprising.
Right.
Well, yeah, he can't respond to it if it doesn't actually get to him. It says sent, not delivered. Freaking Facebook, man. They're not sending my messages when they're not getting delivered when they should. So, I mean, I've sent him messages and he hasn't even gotten them until the next morning. It's ridiculous. I was worried about my last pint of ice cream melting when we lost power, but he was sleeping, so I knew he wouldn't be opening the freezer, so I figured it'd be okay. That's what she forgot to buy. She forgot to buy taters. I remember to put French fries on my grocery list. Matter of fact, I should probably check just to check my balance.
I need to start putting together a shopping list. I need to start doing my Aldi. I need to do an Aldi list and have it delivered. But I need to do a Walmart order.
I can only order from one place because I can't confuse my mom.
Well, unfortunately, it costs for Instacart delivery.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, it's still the same. My balance, that is.
Yeah.
It's still the same.
Check your Walmart order and make sure your stuff is still available.
Yeah. Well, I haven't actually placed the order yet because I was waiting.
Oh, I know.
I hear music. My son is up, so. Oh, we lost Amy.
Lost Amy again.
Well, she said she might not be able to stay long, so.
I know.
Right now, my Walmart order is at like $70.
But no, like I said, I got to start mine. Got to get the grocery order put together so that the kids can go pick it up for us.
Yeah.
Unless I can finagle the energy to go do it.
Yeah.
It just hurts. Yeah.
I know.
Climb the stairs.
I know.
It doesn't really hurt to drive, but with sitting with my legs down, my legs swell terrible bad.
Yeah.
And then
my leg swells.
Yeah. They give me medication and it supposedly supposed to help with swelling,
Yeah.
Some of these blood pressure medications that I'm on also are supposed to be diuretics. Doesn't seem to help much.
Yeah, the only thing that, because the swelling that I have in my leg isn't edema. It's not fluid in my leg. I mean, I get fluid retention in my knees. I can always tell when I'm starting to get fluid retention because I can feel it in my knees. But what I get in my leg is, welcome back, Amy.
Welcome back, honey.
Is
I don't know what happened. I was working.
Well, no, you just disappeared.
No.
I have vernacular dermatitis, which means the blood goes down in my foot, but does not always come all the way back up.
Mm.
So it's blood that's getting stuck in my leg, and then of course you get plasma that seeps through your skin. It's really irritating. So I have to keep my leg elevated. It's the only thing that helps it. So when I have to walk a lot, I get a lot of swelling. When I drove for long periods of time, like when I drove from South Carolina to North Carolina and then to Florida, I had to stay in bed. Aside from letting my dog out and all that, I had to pretty much stay in bed for about 2.5, 3 days because my legs were so swollen. I'm glad you're resting, Christy.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I drove from Panama City to back home 3 years ago, I did a straight shot.
Yeah.
Which was a mistake. I should not have done that.
Mine was a straight shot too. I mean, it wasn't straight, but
no, it was you know what I mean. The straight shot went from gym to gym.
Yeah.
But my feet went from being normal to and then of course my ankles were non-existent by the time I got home, and the calves of my legs were as big as my thighs.
Yeah.
Huge.
But, I never had the dermatitis, the vernacular dermatitis, which sounds weird, but I never had it until I moved to South Carolina. When we first moved here, John actually bought me an anklet. Now, I mean, I'm a big girl. I already had big ankles, but within like 2 years, I couldn't even wear the anklet anymore, and we couldn't figure out what the hell was going on because none of my doctors were able to. Well, I had all this weird stuff, and
Oh, you get your duckies next Wednesday.
oh yay! Hold on, I derailed my squirrel, a very large squirrel.
Instead of chasing kids, you're going to be chasing ducklings. Right? I mean, there are real ducklings and not plushies or something.
No, real duckies.
I screwed up my days. My son just replied to my messages. Apparently, he's reading the ones I sent him last night. And he was like, "Really, Tuesday is now trash night?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, Wednesday's trash night." Whoops, my bad. I said, by the way, tonight's trash night. Whoops. I have time displacement. I can't help it.
We get that way.
Yeah.
Especially in your case where your days and nights run together because you do not have a proper sleep schedule.
Yeah.
And Amy fell out again.
Christy. Doctor's got a point.
Well, I have all kinds of heat problems. I get heat sick. I get heat, dehydrated, all that. I never had that problem when I lived up north. So, I come to South Carolina, my health tanked. I mean, I had the back problem, but I didn't have all this other shit until I moved here. So.
Everybody tells me that I should live in the desert. And I'm like, yeah, right. Dust storms and sand on my skin.
He asked me if I wanted the last 2 cheeseburgers or if I want the last couple of chicken tenders. So, like, cheeseburgers. Cheeseburgers don't hurt my mouth as much. I was like, can I have Pringles so you don't have to cook anything else with it? He's like, alrighty, because he doesn't know what came in my box yesterday. Because he asked me, he goes, what the hell is in this? Because it was really heavy. I was like, stuff. And he's like, what kind of stuff? I said, my stuff.
Yep. You didn't even know what was in it.
I didn't know what was in it. I opened that box and I was like, holy fuck. That green box right there.
Uh-huh.
That's the box. I had no place to put all that stuff, so I put most of it back in the box and just put it behind me. I can reach it. I lean backwards and grab things.
Did you get him to put the bottles in the fridge?
No, he never got the message. And then I heard him sleeping, so it's next to me. You know what's weird, though, is it's made with milk. How can it be made with real milk, but it doesn't have to be refrigerated?
Because there is milk that doesn't have to be refrigerated. It's the boxed milk.
That scares me.
Milk.
It's stable. It
Scares me. Milk is supposed to be refrigerated. It scares me, but I'm going to drink it anyway.
Yeah, it's a stable milk.
Sausage, milk, meat, cheese. You're low on cheese. Okay.
Told you were going to need cheese.
Yeah, no, it's already on the list.
And milk was already on the list, too.
We still have a thing. We still have a thing of sausage in the freezer. Shouldn't have to buy another one, but
Well, I looked in our refrigerator I looked in our freezer, not our refrigerator, our freezer last night, and I'm like, okay, we've got chicken, boneless chicken wings. And I looked around and I went down like this and I went, we've got this. We don't need bread. We've got bread in there.
see, if I want to look at my freezer, I have to look up. I'm like,
Yeah, but I have a standalone upright freezer.
Me too.
And I just have the little tiny one on the top of and our fridge is not that big.
And then I have my fridge freezer too, but I only have a small standalone freezer.
How many cubic feet?
5.5 cubic feet.
Oh.
So I said it's a small one, but it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we downsized by a foot because they didn't make a 22 square foot cubic upright anymore. So now we have a 21.
Yeah, like I said, I only have a small one. It's a small one. It's perfect for here, you know. If I had a big one, I would not have space for it. It would be the same size as my refrigerator.
See, when we first moved in here, our refrigerator was a normal size. So it was standard size fridge. And it didn't work. Apparently, the landlord had not tested it. I don't know how long it had not been working or if they just got one and put it in because the one that had been here when the woman lived here, I don't know. But I know that we plugged it in and it did not get cold. It didn't turn on, nothing. And we were like, so we had to call them. And meanwhile, we had to keep our food in coolers with ice.
Which is
we were not happy. Yeah, we were not happy. All of that should have already been done. So when he brought a new refrigerator, it was 3/4 of the size of the one that had been in the house. It's more like
an
apartment fridge or a like the fridges that they use in the tiny homes, you know, a little smaller than your standard fridge. So I'm sitting there going, we have 4 adults and a 2-year-old, 3-year-old in the house, and you're giving us a fridge that's tiny for like one person. I mean, it would be okay for 1 or 2 people, but not the amount of people that we would have to get. I'm like, so yeah, when we had all the people living here, it was a struggle to be able to have enough food in the house. You know, even if we had the money to get food, we didn't have enough space to put it in there. So now not so much of a problem, although it's also not so much of a problem. We don't usually have money to fill it, but you know, it's just me and my son. So it works, but I was not happy when he brought that fridge in. I was just like, what the fuck is that thing? Why do we have Barbie's fridge in our house? You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck?
Nothing like having Barbie-sized furniture, right?
Yeah, I'm like, did we get her car too? I want the camper, you know. Love you too, Tim.
Back at you, Tim. No, we probably could have got a smaller one, but we also we freeze pasta and rice and flour and you know all that stuff. So
keeps the bugs out of it.
Yeah,
it's okay, Amy.
But
I'm sorry, it's okay, not Amy.
As of late, you know, we've been buying and freezing, you know, iced tea, milk, that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
So we don't have room to freeze the dog food or the cat food. But we don't have as many cats, so we've been buying smaller bags, you know, because we used to buy, you know, the 20 pounders.
Yeah.
My son's getting complicated now. Instead of hamburger, he wants meatballs.
Does he want turkey one?
No, why would he want turkey one?
Hey, You never know with him. He's complicated.
Yeah, if he has a choice between turkey and beef, he's going to grab he's going to grab the beef every time. I love you, Hotness. My little badass Hotness ninja. You ever want to get her motor running, call her Amy. It gets her going every time. It's like, excuse me? Shut the fuck up. I miss hearing that. I miss Kevin. Where's Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, where is Kevin? He's usually here on this day.
I miss Sugar Tits.
Right? We miss Sugar Tits.
Oh, there. I need to go get a refill.
Okay. I would have sent him the links. I told him that if he gave me his email or whatever, I'd send him, email him the links because he said he only checked his Facebook for a couple of things, but he never gave me his email, so I can't send him links. Shut the fuck up. Well, Hotness, I know that you talked to Kevin. He's okay, right? I mean, don't tell them how to get my mouth going, but it's fun. I'm kidding. I love you. I miss him. I hope he's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know he has some health. I know he has health concerns off and on, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she hasn't talked to him in about a week. Well, let's hope everything's okay.
I seen him a couple of days ago.
Oh, good.
In an auction.
Good.
But yeah, Kevin always cracks me up. I love listening to him.
Yeah, he's a hoot.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if he's just talking about the weather or anything. I'm talking about, doesn't matter what. Just like hearing him, just like listening to him talk. Talking about absolutely nothing. Doesn't matter.
Hi, Ted. Mimikyu in the house.
Hey, Silver.
Hey, Ted. Beetlejuice, huh? So,
if you're hearing licking, that is Callie licking the last little bit of juice out of my pot pie dish.
That's how you get Rhonda's motor running. She did not. Hi, Rhonda.
All done? Good girl.
You know she hates that song.
What, Beetlejuice?
No.
oh,
The Beach Boys song with her name in it. Yeah. She hates that song.
Yeah, anybody that runs around screaming, help me, help me. I'm like, fucking pussy.
I think because if she says Beetlejuice enough, Kevin will show up. That's my guess.
but no, like I said, he's a wealth of information, and he's hilarious.
He is.
Fun to be around.
I agree. And he's smart, and he knows a guy, you know?
So, Ted, are you going to end up making your entire, like, plot of land bamboo eventually?
Well, he won't have to try. If it's like the bamboo around here, it will cover the property on its own.
Well, that's what, you know.
Oh, sure, Rhonda's allowed.
You mean I can't call you Amy either? Wait a minute.
You about to be digging a hole you don't want to get into, hotness. So I feel bad for the FedEx guy that had to carry that box up. Hopefully he used the ramp and not the stairs.
It was only 27 pounds. Jesus, it's not like it weighed 100.
I had my son put it on the bed and I just slid it to where I needed to go so I could open it. I was like, I'm not lifting that. And I heard my son when he picked up, he's like, holy shit. Because he opened the door first and then grabbed the box. He's like, holy shit.
Stop it.
That's funny.
You heard me.
She's my ninja. Ninja.
Yep. And I just combined them all. So, yeah.
Thank you, Amy.
Hi, Maggie.
Hey, Maggie.
What's new today, Miss Maggie?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not singing. I'm not Victoria. I can't sing, but welcome.
Oh,
And she is my badass hotness ninja. So I've just combined all of them.
Gonna have to put it down and clean the tank and soak a python because
You know, that sounds really kinky. I gotta go soak a python.
the
Really?
shed didn't come off all the way, so he's got stuck shed.
That sucks. They always look like they have leprosy when that happens.
I know.
The first time my gecko shed, I was like, holy crap, it looks like it has leprosy. I'm like, what the hell?
Really bad eczema. Something's happening, but yeah.
I kind of miss my gecko. It's for you.
Oh, fuck. Be right back.
It's not for me.
Not for me.
If
I can't play my ringtones. I'll get copyrighted again. At least this time it would be on my channel and not yours, Tina. Okay, Rhonda. Thank you for coming and playing.
Next auction.
Yeah, next auction. It's always another auction with you. You're very busy.
Now you know how Mama G felt.
Yeah.
Mama G barely got time to eat, breathe, or take a piss, man.
Yep. Mama G was very, very busy. Very, very busy. I hear movement. My son's actually moving around. 2 auctions tonight. Well, your ass gonna be tired.
Ooh. Who else auction? Who tonight are you?
Yeah, go ahead and drop the links if you want to, Rhonda. It's allowed. You notice Paul never came back. I think he's mad now. She is. I've seen her.
I've seen her too.
Yeah, and she's a redhead, so, you know, bonus. Yeah. Well, I was only moderating for one person, and I'm not moderating for that fucktard anymore, so my schedule's clear. I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation from my non-life. That's right. Everywhere.
Then we turn gray.
I'm turning white. My hair is actually going strawberry blonde in a lot of places. It's hard to tell on the camera, but like it's thing. I was like orange. I had that orange red going, and
Well, at least you didn't have bozo red.
it was pretty close. I got called that a lot in school. I got called that. I got called carrot top, which carrot tops
were green.
Carrot tops are green. I'm like, are you colorblind? And then copper top, got called that a lot. And then the movie Any Which Way You Can came out. And my life went to hell. Because then everybody started calling me Clyde.
Did you look like a fucking orangutan?
No, I just had the hair. Although they made the mistake of being like right-hand turn Clyde when they were standing on my right side.
Oh.
I sent a kid over 2 art desks once because he said that. He did not land gracefully. Matter of fact, that instance right there was the last time anybody called me that, at least where I could hear it.
Idiots.
The harder you hit them, the longer they leave you alone. You send someone flying over art desks and they leave you alone for a really long time. Love you, Rhonda. You can drop the links.
You
can drop the links.
Who you're modding for tonight? Who's
right. You're slacking on your mod duty. You're supposed to share the links to the auctions. She's probably over there like, fuck you, Kodi. It's okay. Anybody's allowed to drop links. Just don't spam my chat with them. That's all.
Yeah, don't play a poll.
Yeah. There you go. Oh. Nice. The flamingos are branching out. It's good. I love Gary and Tom.
I like Joe and Renee.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely love Gary and Tom. And of course, Paul's swap meet. Yeah, Paul's swap meet is first. So.
Hold on. I got it. Oh, damn, girl, you're cutting it close. You start in 11 minutes.
All right. Bye, honey. Have fun, Rhonda.
Bye, girl. I have the link for Paul's. I can type. I'm not as fast as Jennifer, but I do my best. Now, if anybody wants to check that out, that starts in about 11 minutes.
Well, that finally showed up in the chat.
Yeah.
My chat is lagging. Terrible. Right, TG? Gary is such a sweetheart. So is Tom.
They both are, yeah.
They're great.
Yeah, I told you what Gary told me. He wanted me to come to California and visit, and he'd teach me how to surf. And I was like, dude, one-legged surfer? I don't think so. Besides, my fat ass is way out of balance for that. And I have an agreement with sharks. I don't go in the ocean, and they don't come in my living room. I don't even eat shark. So they don't eat me, you know? And he was like, I'll protect you from the sharks. And he made little like this. So now every time I see Gary in a chat, I put the smiley and a heart and a shark. because Gary's going to protect me from the sharks. I was like, yeah, because I'll throw your skinny ass at them and my fat ass will swim away. I told him, too, I'd be going in circles because I only have one flipper. Yeah. I only got one leg to kick with. Kind of like when you only paddle on one side of the canoe. You're not really going to get too far. One oar in the water. It's not going to help you. Yeah, you're lucky to get me on a boat on the ocean, just because I know that fucker could sink. And then I'm in the water with a sea of sharks. I have gone on boats on lakes, and I go on lakes and stuff. I go in lakes. I don't have a problem with that. Turtles don't bother me as much as sharks. Although there was a period of time where I was a little leery about going in lakes because, I watched the original Piranha movie. So I was like, but
Friday the 13th, Jason can't frick the lake.
I didn't watch that until I was an adult. Gary is a very nice guy. Gary is a sweetheart. I joke around with him all the time when I'm in some place like an auction or even his auction. If somebody's on there and they have a really nice piece of jewelry or something that I like, I'm like, hey Gary, I'll let you buy me a present.
Right?
I am only joking. I am not seriously trying to get him to buy me anything. I joke around with him like that, and I hope he knows that. But I'm like, I give you permission to buy me a gift, He still hasn't done it, but he has my permission.
I always give him so much shit about posting, listing his stuff.
Yeah, I give him a lot of shit about being an auction hoe. When he was trolling back and bouncing all over YouTube, he'd be in like 5 different auctions at once. And I'm like, Gary, you're an auction hoe. I just saw you over at da-da-da-da. He goes, oh yeah, I'm still there. I'm like, oh God.
Uh-huh.
And then I give him a hard time about all the boxes of stuff that he's bought that he's still stacked up. He hasn't even opened them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? But he is a sweetheart. I love Gary.
He's a good guy.
Tom's a sweetheart.
Things have been really busy for him, though. He's not been around a lot. I mean, he still tries to come around and say hi to folks, at least in the mornings.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the evening, depending on who's on late, being he's California, based on what's done with his jobs.
I still want to tour the inside of his house. I don't even care if it's in like a private message or something, because the outside of his house is absolutely gorgeous. And I can only imagine what the room setups are like and all of that. I want to see his kitchen because that house demands that it has a decent kitchen. I'm like, Gary, I want to see the inside. I don't care about seeing the mess. I don't care about that. I can remove that in my head. I just want to see the layout. I love looking at, I used to sit and just look at home floor plans. You know what I mean? At one point in time, my parents, when they were talking about moving, they were going to build their own home. So my dad got all kinds of magazines that have floor plans, and then you find the one you want and you send off to the magazine or whatever and get the floor plan. And I used to pour through those, and I used to combine, well, this one has a bottom floor that I like, and this one has a top floor that I like. That one has a pool. We'll take that. I'm weird. I got an A in interior. I got an A.
You are not alone, sweetheart. So not alone.
I knew there was a reason we got along. I got an A in interior design. I love looking at home setups and how they can be worked and what you can do with them. And, weird like that. Just, I like it.
I said, you are so not alone. It's like, I like to be able to pick and choose. And it's like, okay, I like the way the layout is in this. Well, we can change this and alter that.
Yeah. John and I used to talk about if we won the lottery because John and I had an agreement.
I went on an island.
Yeah. We had an agreement that if whichever one of us won the lottery, we would split it.
Bunker.
Right? That was our agreement. Yep. And we had this whole thing worked out where we would each have our own homes on property, but we'd have like a tunnel system that would go down. It would meet in a bunker in the middle because we know the country's going to explode at some point for whatever reason. Zombie apocalypse or revolution, we don't care. We were going to have that safe zone. And we were designing our homes and stuff, and I would have to sit because he's very good with strategy, but he's not so good with planning like living situations. So he would tell me what he wanted, and I'd be like arranging it. We had graph paper, we had the whole 9 yards of designing all of this stuff. I mean, I probably still have it somewhere. It was very intricate, and right down to the heating and water systems and recycling and purification, all of that. Yeah. Preppers. We were preppers without the cash to actually prep.
There you go.
And we had fun with it. And then, of course, with the amputation, we were like, okay, well, we have to modify our home plans now because I need ramps and elevators.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, okay. I'm like, I don't want a scooter for the damn tunnel because I'm not walking it. He's like, well, get your little golf cart. I'm like, that works for me.
Golf cart.
Oh yeah, he was gonna have the little like the golf cart, but it's like the work golf cart that you could haul a little trailer behind, so I could haul stuff to the. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fun. Gave us something to do, Well, I mean, he was mobile, but he wasn't fully mobile.
Mm-hmm.
The last, I'd say 6 months, he was pretty much fully mobile. He still had to wear the AFOs on his legs. He was always going to have to wear those because he had drop foot. But his tendons and ligaments and stuff in the backs of his knees were back to being stretched out, and he could walk. But up to that point, for a year and a half, he was working on it. I had to push him to do his exercises because he's a man. But he was, we had a lot of downtime between, my foot issue and then my leg issue and all of that. So we had a lot of downtime, and Issa was off working. And so him and I were dealing with Talon as best we could. And, I hear sizzling. My dinner is cooking. Yay. So, yeah. I miss him a lot.
Quit doing that.
There's still stuff that I'll be like, I'll be sitting here, I'll be watching something, and I'll be like, hey, I'll go to call him, and I'm like, fuck, because his ass isn't in that room anymore, Onyx still every once in a while goes over and meows at that door because she thinks he's in there. And it's fucked up because Onyx is my cat. Right. And I swear to you, that box fell off of where it was, and it was completely solidly on where it was. It should not have fallen. There was no cat near it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just him fucking with me, I'm telling you. He just can't let it go.
So swap meet has started.
Yep. And I've only got about 10 minutes left before the 3-hour mark. So when my food comes walking in the door is when I'll probably end my live.
Okie doke. That's fine, honey. And I probably won't stay in the green room today. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to either. I'm going to chill and eat and probably read because I love to read. I have to go find me some new books because the books I was reading I'm finished with them. Need new ones.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Well, I'm 5 books into the series that I started last week.
Uh-huh.
And I ran out. I need to get the other ones.
But no,
hopefully,
I'm going to start on my grocery list for Walmart pickup.
Yeah. And hopefully the other books are available and I don't have to wait because I hate that.
I might even do an Aldi pickup because you can do Aldi pickup here now.
Thank you. Can you grab that bag for me?
What?
The bag. Thank you.
You gonna have those bottles put in the fridge?
No, he's running up the door. And besides, those are on this side, and he's on that side. So, and he doesn't want to come all the way in my room. He never does. I know. But it's what I deal with. So, but my food has arrived.
I said, getting me started on him is like, never mind. Getting me started on my own. So we just leave it alone.
Apparently, I was very low on cheese because I have a combination of my cheese and American cheese on my sandwich, which works for me. I can deal with that. And they're very juicy, and I'm really hungry, so I'm going to go. We're going to end the live.
All
10
right.
minutes early, but I'm sure everybody can deal with it. Go check out Paul's Swap Meet and Gary and Tom's auction, since those are the only ones that have been put in my chat today.
Flamingos.
Yep, go watch the flamingos.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Oh, I should probably get the button ready, huh? I got distracted. There's food.
Have a good one, everybody. Good night.